Robert Firpo-Capiello, Editor-in-Chief at Hospitality Technology. I'm speaking with Felicia White, Vice President of Global Operations, Training and Development at Church's Chicken. Felicia, welcome to Restaurant Next.
Thank you very much, Robert. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're very psyched to talk to you and have our audience learn about, well, your title says it all, Global Operations, Training and Development. This is an international initiative, multilingual, to bring all these employees up to speed on technology, health and safety, customer service. Speak to me about the challenge of integrating all those different cultures and languages into the Church's Chicken and, as it's known internationally, Texas Chicken brand.
Yes, well, as you can imagine, there's a lot of nuances that are part of that process. In the United States, we have a little bit over 900 restaurants, and then we have 2 brands internationally. Church's Texas Chicken, which is what we consider our Latin American markets, such as Venezuela, Honduras, Canada, and then we have Texas Chicken, which encompasses our Asia markets and the Middle East. And so internationally, we have almost another 600 restaurants at this point. International is our largest growing part of the business. That we're in multiple countries, which of course means multiple languages, and it goes well beyond English and Spanish. So the challenges that can come across are, one, the translation of that content and making sure that not only the content, but whatever type of user face or technology that the end users will utilize is user-friendly for them, that it's in a way and it's in the language that they're able to communicate with, and then cultural changes. So we want to make sure that we are integrating images and we're using the right terminology, et cetera, so that language doesn't become a barrier or any other references become a barrier to the learning process for the individuals in the restaurants.
Mm-hmm. I love it because it's, of course, it ultimately translates to the customer in clarity and predictability of product and the experience that they're looking forward to. Now, you have something called PTE University that encompasses a lot of this training and development.
Yes, PTE University is our educational platform at Church's Chicken, and that stands for Pathway to Excellence University. And so everything to do with training and leadership development falls under that umbrella. And everyone in our organization takes part in PTE University. So it's not just something for the managers or the cooks and the cashiers in the restaurant, and it doesn't just teach them how to make chicken. We utilize this for our restaurant support center staff. The CEO of the brand even has a login and a password for PTE University and takes training through that site, whether it be compliance training or training on limited time offers. And we really make a strong effort to ensure that everyone in the organization takes part in the learning process, understands the importance of it, and we utilize that PTEU, we call it for short PTEU umbrella to do so.
Mm-hmm. Now, does PTEU start at onboarding?
Yes, it does. So from day one, an individual is added to the learning platform and they start to take training. And again, that's every individual. We recently onboarded a new chef for our international business, and they're on his first day at work, he gets an email and a notification that says, hey, here's your login and password, or here's some training that you would log in and start to take. That same process is mirrored in the restaurant level as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, to do PTE University internationally and other programs as well, you and Church's Chicken have a reputation for innovation, and so I know you found a solution for getting the training and development to everybody in an efficient way. But as I understand it, you did it under considerable time constraint, which is fairly extraordinary. Can you speak of the platform that you found and the rollout?
So we actually created a platform. So we partnered to start PTE University. We partnered with a vendor partner of ours, DiscoverLink, and to help us build out our learning management system. When we did that, and we did that within a short few months, and we launched it domestically in our Church's Chicken business, we were able to then build a case to go to our franchisees to make an additional investment in technology. I'm sure, as you can imagine, the restaurant environment is very high paced, not a lot of space. There's no quiet room to sit and have hours for training. So we wanted to make sure that the training could be absorbed at their fingertips. And we invested in a tool that we refer to as our 360 tablet or our 360 ops ecosystem. And what it is we've sent a device to restaurants, and they can take training through the PTE University mobile app, and as well as use that device to do other things such as run production. We've been able to take our what used to be the management planner, or if it may be referred to in some places as a manager's red book. We've been able to take that and turn it into a mobile app that the managers in the restaurant can use to complete their checklist. They can complete temperature checks, and they're doing this right at their fingertips. And as a fun benefit, we found that we have cooks and cashiers and team trainers who are volunteering, and they are scrambling against each other to be the one to take the temperatures because they like to be able to interact with the technology. So we're making it user-friendly. We're putting it at their fingertips. They can take that tablet and sit in the dining room. They can take training at the station. A manager could stand with a cook at the fryer and review training, evaluate the training, and even sign off on their certification right there through the device.
And as I recall, if I'm not mistaken, this the training for health and safety had to be put together fairly quickly this spring. Is that correct?
Yes, back in March when the pandemic began, we found ourselves, just as many other brands, with the challenge of creating content around things that we never imagined that we have to train on. We never imagined that we'd have to train people how to put on a mask or do enhanced cleaning where they've got to do cleaning every 30 minutes and high touch areas and different things like that. And so not only did we need to provide that training for our restaurants domestically, we needed to be able to provide that same type of training for our restaurants internationally. And so we, within a matter of days, literally created e-learning courses that we built, had translated. We worked with a translation partner, translated it into multiple languages such as Vietnamese, Bahasa, and Thai, in addition to English and Spanish, and get those out so that the managers and the team members in those restaurants could right away be able to have access to training on those new skills and those different changes so that they can be compliant, but more importantly, be able to make sure that they themselves were safe and be able to provide safe service to the guests that come into the restaurants.
Mm-hmm. And what was the time frame for that for that rollout?
We turned that out within a matter of 1 week. We had all of the translation work done. We had the e-learning content created and the translation done, and it was in their hands, and they were able to take it online within a week.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. But like most overnight successes, it wasn't overnight. It was the result of practice and preparation, and you were ready when you were called on. You were ready to make it happen. You spoke of franchisees, and it reminds me of often the straight line from proper training and development and technology, for that matter, to return on investment is not always clear upfront. Some people have to be convinced about it. Churches has a pretty good case for the KPI, the guest KPIs that are realized through the kind of investment you've made.
Yes, when we launched PTE University, we purposely tied it to the launch of a seasonal LTO that we offer, which is one of our successful LTOs. It does really well. It's one of those only at churches products that you can find. But we really wanted, we knew we only had one shot at really making that case and getting the franchisees on board. So we tied it, we connected it to an incentive contest. We purposely tied the launch details. And when we launched the training, we said the focus is on getting this LTO training completed prior to the launch of the LTO. So people went in, they started doing that training right away, but we had other pieces that we tracked, and we let them know this ahead of time. there was a part around the above restaurant leadership follow-up, and we have an app that they utilize in order to do that so we could get reports. And then there was a piece around guest metrics, so we were tracking overall satisfaction and mystery shop scores as well. And so we were able to make the correlation that the restaurants who completed their training prior to the launch of the LTO and were at 100%, or those that at least had the highest, they were in the high 90s, if you will, they were then had the highest guest metric scores, and they had the higher sales and profitability. As a system, we were able to increase our overall guest satisfaction during the LTO window, and we had a double-digit sales increase. So that directly ties to top-line sales and bottom-line profitability, which is that we're speaking the language of the franchisees, and definitely at that point, as well as the company operators. So we could show them that proper follow-up does pay off, and we saw that in the results, and we continue to see that, and we push that not just when it comes to LTO preparation and having a successful LTO, but also just running a successful restaurant and having sound operations on a day-to-day basis.
I love it. I love that direct connection between success in training with customer satisfaction. That's fantastic. I've been speaking with Felicia White of Church's Chicken. Felicia, thank you so much for joining us. This has been really, really helpful to our audience, and I look forward to speaking with you again.
You're welcome. Enjoyed being here. Everyone out there, stay safe.